There are months that show up to almost heal your energy and the collective's energy. And then there are other months that show up to quietly shift the complete direction of your life. Like pivotal direction shifting kind of energy. That is the month of August. The month of August is showing up with this energy of change, of collective shift, of really just magical divine energy. And so if you happen to watch this video right now, this message is for you. Your higher self sent you here to hear the messages that are in store for you. So in this video, we're going to look at the numerology of the month of August, and I go to the Akashic Records and I get 3 intuitive messages for you to hear, your higher self wants you to hear. And if you're new here, my name's Ness. I'm a master intuitive and someone that is deeply passionate about helping people connect in with the voice of their soul, helping them hear the voice of their soul. Because I truly believe that we are all intuitive beings and we are designed to remember how to hear the voice of our soul. So if this is something you're interested in, make sure this is subscribe button down below, put a thumbs up on the video, and let me know what part of this message really resonates with you. Okay, so let's first talk about the numerology of the month of August. The month of August is obviously an 8 number, right? And we happen to be in a universal year 1 because 2026 equals a 10, which equals a 1. So if you put those two numbers together, we happen to be in a universal month 9, which is all about culmination. It is about releasing things that no longer serve us so that we may make space for the new trajectory, for the new collective shift, for your highest timeline. And so this is really going to be a month that's going to feel a bit mixed because it does have this very expansive energy, but it also has this energy of the ability to release the things that's been holding you back. When I first went to the Akashic Records, I saw this beautiful, deep purple violet color. And to me, this really represented the crown chakra. The crown chakra, which is so perfectly timed because the month of August is known as the month of the season of Leo, right? And the Leo is very royal. And so it's such a beautiful color that really showed up. I believe that we are all beginning to wake up. This energy really showed up because it was almost in a way that was very expansive, very all-knowing, just like as if all of our crown chakras are beginning to expand. They're beginning to allow higher consciousness through. We are beginning to be able to really access ancient knowledge that's within our body, within our soul, within our inner knowing. It is a very higher wisdom month. It is a month that, which really coincides with the number 9. In numerology, the number 9 is the most mystical or magical. And what I mean by that is it is almost like a culmination of the divine self and the higher consciousness coming together. It's a very deeply rooted, deeply wisdom, consciousness kind of energy. And because this is a collective month 9, and it really showed itself as this intuitive, higher consciousness energy, this is a month where we are all, you may already believe or feel that you are awakened. You are in touch with your inner knowing, with your intuitive side, with your higher self. And if you are, this is a month where you're going to find this be expanded in a way that you could not have predicted. And if you are new to the thought of consciousness or higher self or intuition work, you're going to find that this is a month of deep awakening for you. It is a month that is really going to activate, I wrote down universal consciousness. I wrote down divine consciousness, higher consciousness. It is a higher wisdom month. It is a month of deep higher wisdom. And that's just the moment I got to the Akashic Records. It wasn't even asking for the messages. It was just what is the general energy of the month? And that is what this month is all about. It is a month of higher calling. It's a month of where we begin to realize that our lives will begin to shift in a way that is going to put us on a timeline, on a trajectory that is of our highest doing. It is of our, the whole reason why we came here. It is part of our soul contract. I'm actually hearing almost a high-pitched sound right now as I'm saying this, which is Such beautiful confirmation. So this is really going to be the beginning of, it's like a 36-month push, which is so funny because I saw the number 36 and 36 equals 9, right? And 3 is a number by itself that is very communicative, if I'm saying that word right. It's a number about communication. It's a number about artistic abilities, being able to speak. It's very, it's even connected to writing. It's connected to anything with communication. And the number 6 is divine, is like the divine mother energy. It's divine love. It's very loving, nurturing, collective care energy. And these two numbers represent the number 9, which is the highest wisdom attainment in numerology. When it comes to the single digit numbers, is the highest attainment. And so this is such a beautiful symbolism of where we're going. And it's also a reminder that it isn't something that happens in 1 week or 1 month. I think this is very important for us to understand, is that this is a slow unfolding. It is a slow unfolding over the next 36 months, 3 years. Now, this doesn't mean that this shift doesn't have big peak points, because it will over the next 3 years, but it's also a reminder that if it is slow going, if your pivot, your consciousness, your higher wisdom is a little bit slower to embody, to not panic. It's exactly on time. Okay, so let's talk about what are the 3 messages we got from the Akashic Record. Before I move into those 3 messages, I want to go back, because I just double checked. I want to go back to the initial energy I got and how I was talking about how this is a deep, higher wisdom, like 3-year time frame, right? And the month of August is the beginning, right? It is the beginning of it. But this is something that I need to read exactly what it says so that we fully understand. I put down here, it is the beginning of a collective spiritual awakening, of an expansion to our consciousness. And it's going to expand our consciousness in ways that we thought were only fiction, right? In ways that we thought were part of story. But when it happens, when we realize that these things that we thought were fiction or like a fantasy, when we begin to see them materialize in things like telekinesis, in things like being able to, the telepathy, in things that have to do with like moving consciousness with our mind, with a deep understanding of ancient knowledge. These are all things that we have been taught were fiction. We're going to begin to remember these things in a mass way, in a very all-knowing way. And what's so beautiful about this energy is that even though we have been taught to believe that it is fiction, when it comes about, there's going to be this deep feeling within us as if it has always been, as if we already know it's the truth, as if we know that it is exactly what it's supposed to be. It's this feeling of a welcome home. It's a feeling of something that, you know, when you leave home, maybe for college is the message I'm getting, like an analogy, and we come back home, it's this feeling of like where we belong. This is the vibe that we're going to get. Even though these things that are going to come about over the next 3 years are going to feel like as if it's part of a movie, right? As if it's part of a fiction movie or a novel. On the same token, it's going to feel like a welcoming, like a welcome home. And that is something that is really, really important for the collective to hear, is what I'm getting is that this remembering that we're going to have, this deep remembering of ancient wisdom and knowledge, things that we have known thousands of years ago as truth, we're going to remember, and we're going to know it as a truth. It's not going to feel foreign. It's not going to feel weird or odd. It's going to be like our human mind's going to be like, whoa, I've only heard about this in movies. But our soul self is going to be like, but this feels so right. And that's how we're going to know it's right. Okay, so I had to just give that last little piece about the initial energy that I got and the shift that's beginning to unfold with us over the next 3 years. And again, August is the beginning of it. I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, So I'm losing my voice a bit, but I'm gonna make sure I get this message through. And one last thing, again, your higher self wants you to know is that when these things come about, when we begin to really expand our consciousness, because it's going to happen very fast and very rapidly for some, and others it's going to unfold over the next 3 years, is to know that there's nothing to fear, that it is all divinely prepared for you. It is part of your soul's mission, the whole reason why you came here. And there is absolutely nothing to fear, because this is the thing, is that we are conditioned. This is why these things feel like fiction, is because in stories, in movies, in books, when they portray these things, there's this underlying sense of there's something wrong with it. There's something like evil about it, something that's not good about it. And that is all false conditioning. Fear, it's so funny, when I was in meditation, I got the analogy or the saying, fear is false evidence appearing real. So your higher self, your soul self wants you to know that when these things come about, know that it is for love. It is for the love of humanity. It is for the love of consciousness. It is for the love of you. These things that come about over the next 3 years, which are going to be very expansive for society, and you are part of someone who's supposed to usher this in, because you're here right now watching this video, and you are going to be an early adopter to this information. You know, like in our terminology, we have early adopters. You are someone that's meant to shift the collective in some way. And this is the reason why you're getting this message right now, is because it's a reminder from your higher self to remind you that the things that are going to begin to unfold within you, that you're going to begin to experience and see and give out to the collective over the next 3 years, is truly supported and rooted in love. And so you need to remember that no matter what anyone else says, or the conditioning that we've had through religion or through societal norms, right? Norms, know that fear is false evidence appearing real, and that everything is rooted in love. Everything that's going to unfold for you over the next 3 years is rooted in love. Okay, so now, moving on to the message number 1. The first message I got from the Akashic Records, when I ascended the Akashic Records, I went to up a beautiful golden staircase. It was almost like glowing, and it felt very radiant. And when I got to the top of the staircase, I saw this symbol of almost like a snake with a lion's head, and there were 2 intertwined. And to me, this is really where your higher consciousness and your divine self connect in. I felt like this energy was about how the fact that there were 2 of these snakes that were with lions' heads intertwined. It is the balance of divine masculine and divine feminine energy. This is the beginning of the rebalancing, is what I'm being told. And it is, you know, so interesting. I got a lot of Egyptian symbols while I was at the Akashic Records. And this is really like a forecasting, or like a foretelling of time. This is a time that's been written in the stars, is what I'm getting, for many, many, many years, like thousands of years. It is a very divine time that we happen to be here. And if you chose to be here on Earth right now, you are here as part of that collective shift. This is the rebalancing of the masculine and feminine energy. And this is the next 2 to 3 years is going to be this rebalancing, the major shift of the rebalancing. We're going to see a big shift of women rising to positions of influence, women rising into positions of like financial affluence. You know, I want to say rising to a position of power. And so if you happen to be watching this video and you know, are of masculine energy, know that part of this shift is you supporting the divine feminine in this need to recalibrate the energy. It is not to overpower or overshadow the masculine. The whole purpose is that we are beginning to move into a time of true balance and duality. And this is not something that's going to shift overnight, and truly it won't even shift over the next completely 2 or 3 years. This is something that's going to take a lot of time, probably a couple generations to fully rebalance, but we begin to create this shift, okay? Because neither energy, masculine or feminine, is meant to be overpowered by the other. We are supposed to meet together in this beautiful harmony. And right now it is out of balance. And so there is going to be a rebalancing in a way that is truly, truly beautiful. So we will see a shift in collective consciousness, because the truth is that intuitive collective consciousness and intuition is a very feminine energy, is a very flowy energy. Same with, Mother Earth is a feminine energy. Earth magic is a feminine energy. The cosmos is a feminine energy, and it's meant to be really grounded into our consciousness right now. So we are going to find that over the next 2 to 3 years, your focus as a feminine leader is going to shift. Your consciousness is going to shift. Your priorities as a woman, our priorities are going to shift from survival to a purpose. And I know that's scary for some, because it's hard to understand how they can get out of this survival mode into a higher calling mode, but it is going to happen. It's so beautiful as we begin to step into our highest calling, our true mission, the whole soul's purpose while we're here. We are going to have divine support. We are going to have finances show up. We're going to have people show up that help support us. We're going to have people bring us into rooms or open doors for us that is going to allow us to align with our highest consciousness. We just have to go in with a trust and a knowing that it is what it's supposed to be, and that we will have support. So over the next 2 to 3 years, what I'm getting is that the feminine, women in our lives, are going to begin to feel restless. We're going to begin to feel a shift towards something that is totally different, likely, from what you've done in the past. We're going to feel a calling to a purpose, a cause, to a rise in visibility. The message I'm getting is you need to heed the call. You need to make the move. You need to go forward with full trust in yourself, in the divine goddess of, the universe, into the consciousness, into Mother Earth, and know that you are supported. Know that you will be supported. Know that you don't have to know how it's going to happen. You just have to know that you have to trust yourself. So if you are listening right now and you begin to feel this feeling of restlessness, this feeling of something's got to change, this feeling of I have this new interest or desire or purpose, it is important that you heed the call. It is important that you begin to take steps forward. It doesn't mean you have to do it recklessly. I am a feminine energy, right? Who is here. I truly believe that I am here to help usher in and show the way to our divine feminine leadership, to help you hear the voice of your soul. And I know that I have a family to provide for, so I can't just stop what I'm doing and just go all in all day long. But what I can do is I can hold 2 things at once. As a feminine energy, we are so good at multitasking. We were born for this. We were truly created for this. We are good at multitasking. We're good at balancing. We're good at doing more than one thing. And so this is a time that your higher self is asking you to do the thing. Do it in addition to what you're doing. Sometimes that means we have to remove certain things from our life. Maybe we can't do the laundry anymore. We have to show our kids how to do it so they can do it themselves. Maybe we need to ask for support and ask our family members, our friends, our significant other, our spouse, our children, whoever is in our life, hey, I can't cook dinner 2 nights a week because I have to work on this new thing, right? Whatever it is that you have to do to shift your time, it's very important that you do, because this next 2 to 3 years is setting you up for something that you could never have imagined. Your manifestations are going to be like chef's kiss. They're going to be so much better than what you could imagine. It's a true shift into divine leadership. Divine feminine leadership is what I'm getting. And many of us are going to be called to a cause, a purpose. We need to be more visible. I'm actually going to create a meditation about removing our blocks when it comes to visibility. When I was writing this down, it said that the divine feminine needs to be more visible. We need to heed the call. We need to put aside fear. And so I'm going to create a meditation in the next 10 days that is going to help us identify our blocks and remove them and allow in the support that we need to be visible. Because many of our callings right now as a divine feminine is meant, it has to be visible for us to be able to make the change that we need to and that we're here to do in the collective consciousness. It has to be done on a collective stage. It has to be done in a very visible way. And as much as, so funny, my cousin, her name's Elizabeth. She's this beautiful soul that is so intuitive and so connected with Mother Gaia. But she's really fearful of public, right? Of visibility. And what's so interesting is her North Node is in Leo in the 10th house. And if you know anything about astrology, your North Node is your highest calling, your soul's purpose. It takes a life to get there. You'll never quite get there. Leo is all about visibility. It's about leadership. And the 10th house is visibility. It is your career. And so her highest calling is to be visible, and it is her deepest fear. And so I truly believe that this is ancestral. I believe that this is past many past lives that is coming through. And as the divine feminine, we are meant to heal this fear of worthiness, of visibility, of success. And when we heal it, it's like a ripple effect in time. It goes to the past and it goes to the future. And also, just speaking in our 3D world right now, as a mother, I am showing my children to face fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Remember that. Every time you feel scared, remind yourself, false evidence appearing real. And so it's such a cheesy analogy, but it is so true, right? It's so true. Okay, the second message I got is like 2 separate messages, and you'll know which one was meant for you, okay? There are 2 different people I'm speaking to. There's one that's here and there's one that's here. So the first one is, this is a month where you're in a chrysalis, where you're in the chrysalis as like you're transforming into a butterfly. And this month is a time for you to really get honest with what is the impact that you want to make. Not what you think you can do, not what you think you're qualified for. I'm getting goosebumps as I'm saying this. Not what you think you're capable of. The question is, get honest about what you stand for. Get honest about what you stand for. Get honest about what kind of impact you want to make. What kind of legacy you want to leave. Right now, this month is a month of chrysalis for you. It is a month where you are getting honest with yourself on what you want. Not what you think is possible, not what you think society will accept, but what is it if there were no boundaries, no restrictions, if anything was possible, what is the thing? What is the impact that you want to make? What is the thing that you want? Nothing sounds too trivial, nothing sounds too big. If your inner guidance is saying, I want to be a mother, I want to have a child, I want to have children, I want to have a family, I want to create this home, there is nothing too big or too small. The impact is true. There are people right now, and this is a message I got a little bit in my third message, is that this is a time in which the babies being born right now, the children being raised right now, are here to help continue the shift. And so if you're being called to motherhood, then this is your call. You're meant to really shepherd in a whole new being and have a whole new way of raising children. If your calling is something that is a purpose, a cause, maybe even something where you have to almost have like a public status, like a run for office or something, some political stance, Heed the call. Know that you can do it. You don't have to have a background in it. This is what's so beautiful about the time right now, that we're moving into the Aquarius. It is not about what your accolades are or what your past experience is. It is passion and purpose is the new currency of the new world. Passion and purpose. If you have a passion and you feel that you're purpose driven, you are going to be supported. So if you are the one that is like, I don't know what my path is, I'm not sure what it is, but I know that this message is resonating, you are in the chrysalis. I need you to start journaling. Not me. Your higher self wants you to start journaling. They want you to start taking time out with yourself, even if it's only 20 minutes every other day. Close your eyes and ask for guidance. And whatever comes through, don't judge it, right? If you're going throughout your day, ask your higher self that you would like guidance, you would like a knowing. When you have a thought of something that pops in that feels very like out of nowhere, write it down. Don't judge it. It's going to guide you. You have a lot of guidance right now, okay? Now the second person I have, so if you're meant for the second group of people, is that you need to release fear. If you already know in your heart what it is you want to begin doing, what it is you feel like your purpose is, what it is that you're meant to be here for, if you feel this in your soul that you already know, but you're holding back, I'm being told to tell you to release fear. To release the fear of failure. To release the fear of not having enough finances to make this happen. To release the fear of not having enough finances to be able to support yourself and your family. To release the fear of not being enough, of visibility. You're meant to be charging forward. Think of a fierce lioness, right? She goes after her prey without fear. She has a one-track mind. Nothing's going to stop her. She's going to accomplish that goal. This is you. You are a fierce lion. You are capable. You're way more capable than what you know. So your higher self is asking you to please release the fear, move forward, charge forward with a wholehearted knowing, and know that you will be supported. You're going to be supported. Okay, so 2 messages. You're either in the chrysalis figuring it out, or you already know what it is and you need to release the fear that's holding you back. You need to let go of whatever it is that has stopped you from moving forward and charge forward, because you're going to be supported. Okay, now the third message I got for you is trust. Okay, this is a month that is asking us to trust. To trust that you are the right person. To trust that your interest or the thing that like excites you is correct and enough. To trust your desires, your dreams. To trust that you are the right person to make it happen. To trust that the divine will show up and help support you. To trust that no matter how big or small your calling is in the eyes of like the collective, right? Know that it is there and put in your heart for a reason, that you are the right person for it, that you can make it happen. It doesn't matter your past. It doesn't matter your experiences. It doesn't matter what you've been through, what you've gone through, what you've done. All that matters is the choices that you make from this point forward, okay? Passion and purpose is the new currency of the new world. Accolades, experience is not it. It is passion and purpose. Know that the Divine Mother is within you. You are part of the Divine Mother. You know what's so interesting, when I got this last message about trust, I saw the Egyptian image of Hathor and Isis, as in like they're 2 sides of the divine feminine, the Divine Mother, right? They're a representation of those energies, and they're really showing up here for you to remember your ancient knowing, that you have lived many, many lifetimes, and that this calling that you have, this ability that you're going to have, is something you've had for many lifetimes. You know, what's so interesting is when I was getting the third message, I was listening to my phone for meditation music because it wasn't working on my computer. And my phone dinged, and I looked down to see what it was, and at that time, it was 222, 222, right? Such a beautiful number. 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, which is the Divine Feminine message. And it was right at the time where I saw the image of Hathor and Isis, and it was such a beautiful confirmation that this is truly meant to come through for you. is that you, as the divine feminine energy, you are reintroducing the divine feminine energy. We are going to begin healing past, like ancestral, very far back energy. We've been doing a lot of that. We're also creating and raising a whole new generation of souls that are probably older than us, ancient knowledge-wise, that are just more open, and we are giving them a collective energy to be able to thrive, because they are going to carry on the legacy that we begin. Okay? It's very important that you know that you are shepherding in a new level of consciousness to the collective, that you are shepherding this in, you are birthing it in. We, as the divine feminine, are creators. We are creator energy. Our womb creates life, creates consciousness, creates it creates so much, like energy. Okay, know that you are a divine creator. You are here to birth beautiful angelic beings into form, into the human form. You are here to birth businesses that are going to help shift the collective. You are here to birth consciousness, to birth like a whole new way of being for the collective. It's such a big thing that it's hard to find words for it. My thing cut out, so I hope it all is there. So the last thing I want to say is that we are birthing in a whole new consciousness on earth. You, as the divine feminine, are birthing in this in. We are birthing it through creation, through ourselves, through connection to our higher wisdom, through connection to our higher self, through welcoming in this consciousness that's trying to come through you. We're birthing it in through our children. We're birthing it in through how we raise them. We're birthing it into our new businesses, to our purpose, to our cause. So whatever ideas you have, know that they're placed in your heart for a reason. We are divinely supported. We have this beautiful energy of like Hathor and Isis supporting us. So if you connect in with like a divine priestess energy, this energy is definitely here to help support us. And know that this next 36 months, 3 years, is the shift that will set up a whole new life 7 to 9 years from now. We are going to look back and be like, wow, so much has shifted. I can't believe it. So the one thing I want to say to you right now is to move forward without fear. Know that you're going to be supported. Know that you are the right one for whatever it is that you're trying to bring forward. You are the right person for it. Know that you are capable, right? I wrote down here, trust that you are capable. Trust what you're creating. Trust what you're building. Trust that the pull that you have to something bigger, you're able to do it. Trust yourself. So the biggest message that I got is to trust yourself. Okay, wow. This was a long one, but I gotta tell you, August was definitely showing up for us. If you're here right now and you're at the end of this, I just want to send you a ton of love. I really hope that you enjoyed this, that you got something out of it. Let me know down in the comments what you feel really stood out to you. And if you enjoy this type of content, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.